Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Sean Roach, proud principal of Pacific Grove Middle School, with another preparatory video for you guys. This one's going to be talking about how to get around campus. Wanted to give you guys something to look at and refer to prior to us all congregating together in the near future, and invite you actually to maybe come up on the weekend and walk around and see some of the changes that we've made here. So this is going to be the overview of some of the logistics behind student movement here at PGMS. So we're going to be using 6 separate entry points for students to get to their classes. And the key thing to remember is that these entry points are going to allow students to get really close to their next class. We wanted to streamline that movement so that we could be as safe as possible. So students will have an assigned entry point for each class based on what is closest to their next class. Between each class, they're going to follow one-way pathways, and I'll show you little pictures of those so that they can make their way directly to the entry point closest to their next class. And these pathways are both inside the building and outside the building. So one-way hallways are kind of how we're going to be doing things here. So here's a little bit of a look inside at one of the one-way hallways. This is a 12-foot hallway, so plenty of room on either side. And you can see that the one-way path is clearly marked for students. We want to take out all the ambiguity as possible. And you can even see little arrow points right here and right here. We went a little bit overboard, but we felt that's probably the safest way to do it. Here's another hallway, another look. This is actually one of the entry points, and we want them to come this way and continue going all the way down here. And then they'd be going around that corner too. Something kind of cute for your student is we've marked their lockers, just so if they happen to be walking by their hallway, they'll get to see where their locker is for next year. Just anything for normalcy. Isn't this fun? This is one of our one-way highways outside. So we went ahead and made these highways so that students can understand this is where we want you to go, and these are the paths that we want you to take outside. Again, this is going to be one way. On the outside, we have different lanes. So these students will be coming this way, and these students will be coming this way and going to their class. Kind of a driver's ed component to this. So far. I love this. And then for their meetup points, their entry points, they will be distanced, clearly marked distance, so that they'll understand that this is the little spot that I'm going to be going on. So what we did was, again, we wanted to be as easy to follow as possible. We, at all the entrance points, we also put the names of the teachers that are going to be there. So here's our gym entrance in the back of the school. It's going to be for Mr. Dory and Miss Pettis's class, and so that will be easy for students to identify. Here's the exterior of our entry point to the gym right here. And just for context too, we did a snapshot from a little bit farther out, so students can see clearly which entry point for our gym students, for anybody from Miss Pettis and Mr. Dory. If you're going to rooms 10 through 13 and the music room, you can see that the instructors are clearly marked right there. This is the entry point for that. You can see up here, it gives the numbers, but also we are going to affix the slide prior that I just showed you so that you'll be able to check that out. And here's a little bit more context. I even think I went out, a little bit further. So this lets you know that for those classes, that'll be your entry point for those classes. Next ones are inside the building, 25 through 29, and the teachers, Miss Fort, all the way through Mr. Mountain. This is the entry point here, the double doors. And this is going to be a one-way entry point. You're just going to continue to go straight up those stairs. You can see right here, it clearly delineates classrooms 25 through 29. And this is kind of a obstructed view. So for this one right here, we're going to go ahead and put that on the ground, kind of like they do on highways when they want you to take a left or a right. So that'll be on the ground, and students can refer to it that way. Here's a little bit farther view out for you to see that this is going to be the entry points for this classroom. For rooms 1 through 7, this is going to be this entry point right here. And to give you guys a little bit of a context, this is where we're going to be entering. I put a slide up earlier with these dots. These dots are going to be for students who are going to be waiting to go in and attend these classrooms right here. And so they will be, these are all 6 feet across, and we have a number of them. We figured for the maximum amount of students that we would need, and we planned this accordingly. Just want you guys to understand, as well as these distance markers right here. So for these students, for these classrooms right here, you're going to use this entry point. For the exterior, so these are the portables, the wood shop, room 31, all the way down to Miss Gall in room 39. This is where you're going to use your highway to kind of come in. So again, these are clearly marked right here that these are the classrooms that students are going to be attending. And here's a little bit of a better vantage point, a little bit farther away to see. What you can't quite see here is that each one of the classrooms has their own lineups. It's very, it's very elementary in its structure, that you're going to line up on your dot and you're going to be released into classes. And so it's a very controlled entry and exit point while getting students out of the building as much as possible in the clean, fresh air. Finally, classrooms 21 through the library is going to be at our front door. You can see it's clearly marked right here. 21 through the library right here. To give you context, I took a little picture, but this is from our main entry point right here. And that's it. So I just wanted to give you guys an option. We're going to be teaching you, your students on the first day. We're not going to be taking any lates during that week because really all we're trying to do is build that routine. And as you recall, things were, a little new and a little scary when we first launched our distance learning schedule. But we found very quickly that your students are very resilient and able to roll with the punches and did a wonderful job of learning. And with our careful support on hybrid, they're going to do the exact same thing here. So this is Principal Sean Roach signing off. Watch this as many times as you like. And if you get a chance over the next holiday, I know it's Easter, or the next weekend, you can come up and walk the school and kind of do a little bit of a preview before you get on campus. Thank you all. Take care. This is Sean Roach signing off.